Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I have a CraftOnline creative team video for you, which I'm really excited about because I'm doing some school scrapbooking because, you know, school's about to go back in Australia. And I have been doing a school album for my boys since they started school because at their old school, in the first, they used to do it for every year level. The first few years they were there, every year level, you would get either a CD or a USB of photos of your child from the year. Like, it would be everything, just classroom stuff and that. So it meant I was able to do quite a detailed album. They did stop doing that a few years ago, and instead, at grade 6 graduation, you would get a USB of photos of your child from their entire journey at that school. Which I don't have for Mr. E because, of course, he finished there at the end of grade 5, so I missed out on that. But I do have a few school photos that I haven't scrapbooked for them yet, so I've grabbed them all together, and I'm not sure how many layouts I'm going to do. I'm just going to play with my supplies, play with my photos, and see how I go. But I just thought I'd show you what I've got. I've got a variety to give you ideas. So I've got a school photo from last year. This is a close-up of the class and the school details, so I've covered that so that it's not revealed. This is Mr. E with his certificate for an award that he received in 2018 and his grade 6 graduation medal. So I really want to scrap that because he's really proud of his award. And then his old school last year had an open day that was multicultural themed, and it was, you know, anyone can go. So we went and we visited, and I got a photo of him with his grade 5 teacher. These are photos of the boys on the different first days of school last year. We got child 1's first day last year, child 2's first day, because there was a difference. And we've got first day of 2017 where, you know, they had some fun pulling faces when I'm asking them to smile for their photo, but, you know, they make the best photos. And again, posing outside their schools. This is a farewell party for Mr. C when he left his old school. And here is me in prep. I found it, so I thought I might see if I can get an extra layout done from my childhood album. We shall see how I go. I'm not sure what photos I'm going to work with. I'm not sure if I'm going to wind up working with them all. We'll just see how I go as I play. And the papers I've got is School Rocks from Simple Stories. I've just grabbed the pack that comes with the papers and the sticker sheet. The sticker sheet looks awesome. Mine is curling a bit because the way I stored it. It slipped under something in my storage. Let's have a look at all these goodies, and then I will start playing because I love this kit, this pack. It's just awesome. Let's have a look. Oh, we don't need the packaging, do we? Okay. Oh, look at that. I love the fact it's got fidget spinners. My kids don't have fidget spinners, but there's kind of a story to tell regarding school and fidget spinners for Mr. E. So I don't have any photos for that, but it's prompting that memory. So I might, not in this video, but, you know, I might type up that memory and record that to put in their album. I'll probably do another video for that maybe. Anyway, and, you know, it's got beakers and it's got so much good stuff in there. Look at that. All kinds of relevant stuff. Ooh, that's a fun textured background. Let's try this. Okay. So, you know, an old chalkboard with writing on. Ooh, colourful rainbow of rulers. Nice bit of checkered paper. It's like school labels. That's cool. A cut apart. You are looking smart, a notebook, you rule, time for school, first day of school, all kinds of stuff. And on the other side we have like typewriter text. Another cut apart, back to school, student ID card, school rocks, all of that. And check out this one. Ready to rock the school year. Brainiac, sharp as a tack, star student, oh the places you'll go. So many cool ones there. And the lockers, look at the lockers, they are so cool. And then there's pencils on the back. You know, this has got me thinking about all sorts of stuff. Like this piece here is really cool for a high school layout. So is this one. Oh, I just wish I had more photos from that. Like getting that one photo of Mr. C at his high school was really hard. Because they of course don't like parents going into the school and taking photos, unlike his current school where we went and visited it and I was able to take photos. They were quite fine with that. Oh, I didn't get that printed out. I need to get the photos printed of visiting his new school, because his new school is distance ed, so he's at home here doing class via a headset and computer with 15 classmates and his teachers, but his teachers are a 4-hour drive away. So, you know, whenever we travel down that way, we go and visit. Anyway, here is the sticker sheet. I am loving this sticker sheet. Got a microscope. That is really cool. Mr. C wants a microscope, like a proper microscope, not just the one we have, the kitty one we have. And one of these flasks, which, you know, we own one. They're in our science kit. I had to order one online. So, you know, I know my brain knows the name, but I can't think of it. Piles of books, lockers, all sorts of stuff. Lots of words that'll be useful. A cool border sticker. Lots of useful, cool stuff there. So now that I'm like looking at the paper in person and the stickers in person, it's making me think of things that I haven't printed photos for yet, or haven't taken photos of, that I really should. Like I should, you know, get a photo of the boys with their science stuff. Like they did so many science experiments in 2018 and I don't think I took any photos. Silly me. Yeah, my kitchen and my dining room, my dining table were a chemistry lab for a large portion of this year. There was one experiment. Both of them were doing the same experiment at the same time for school. Mr. C's had a few additional requirements in it, but it was a 6-week period of my dining table and the windowsill in my kitchen covered in experiments in various stages. I'd get visitors and they'd look at me like I was so weird with all these things in weird places, but that's the joy of homeschooling. Your house is a science experiment. It's a laboratory. It's a gymnasium. It's, you know, it's everything. Anyway, so there's lots in here that I can use, not just for our journey now with distance education, but also, you know, before switching to distance education. And I'm wishing I had these science photos and this photo of visiting Mr. C's school, but I will work with what I have. So now I just want to decide what I want to use with what wants to be for what. Does that make sense? So I think I want to save the locker bits, like the locker sticker and maybe this, for high school photos. So I think I'm going to start by cutting out the cards from the cutter part that I know I'll want for like a specific layout. So I've got those pieces already cut and then I can play with what I've got left. So I will start cutting up my cutter parts and then I will continue playing, and hopefully whatever I create inspires you. Okay, so here's my thought. I know I definitely want this card, and this card for other layouts. I think I want Brainiac. I know I won't use that one, so I'll use the back side. This one I'll use the back side, and these ones are all maybes. So what I'm like, there's a possibility I'll use them individually. There's a possibility I won't. So I'm not going to cut these, so that way if I need a full length strip of this, I've got it. Meanwhile, so I'm just going to pile the bits that are for this way. Now I'm going to cut Brainiac as well. That one there. So now it's just about sorting things. I'm just going to put those there. I want to keep the high school stuff to get the locker stuff together because it's got a specific idea. Okay, now onto these. Okay, my piles are sorted. I've got my bits that I can use this way up. I've then got my locker that I specifically know I'm going to be using for a high school photo. I've got my zip strips. Oh, zip strips are just an awesome bonus because they always have some sort of bit of paper on the other side. So save your zip strips and use them in your scrapbooking. I'll put them over there. So there's the locker. Then I've sort of roughly sorted them. So I've got these ones that are all about the first day of school, or the start of the school year, or maybe this one can be any day. Then I've sort of got, we sort of had no other category. Does that make sense? The student ID card. Here in Australia, you usually get your student ID when you start high school. So Mr. E is starting high school this year, and Mr. C started in 2017. So I will either do I will save this for recording either of those. And then there's the calculator and the world's best teacher mug, which I am trying to decide who I should allocate that to. The boys have had some really great teachers, so I've got to think about that. So yeah, I'm not going to do everything today because there's all these prompts. It's prompting all sorts of thoughts and memories of things that I don't have photos of that I want to get photos of. Does that make sense? Some journaling cards, and then these ones sort of all have the same theme about the child being smart, like, hey, there's smarty pants, the future is bright, Brainiac, you are looking smart, star student. And then I really love this quote, and I decided it would fit in that category. The more that you read, the more things you'll know, the more you learn, the more places you'll go. So I laughed. That was really good. So I've sort of got these little categories happening. So I will set my little categories of cards aside and then continue playing. Just start pulling out papers, grab out some white cardstock, start playing, maybe some coloured cardstock for photo mats, and see where it takes me. Okay, so 3 layouts done, still heaps of photos to go, still plenty of supplies. There's a full sheet, there's a small amount of stickers left, and there's these 2 partial sheets there. Oops, sticker came up. There's a bunch of scraps under these cards. See, bunch of scraps still. That is, you know, scraps are always usable. I can build layers with those. And there's a few of the cards that I set aside to use, and honestly I will probably use a few of these in my journal this month. We'll see how I go. And there's a few that I'm like, I've now got like specific ideas in my head, but I don't have the photos to do those, so they're like, I'm now going to like probably put these into like Ziploc baggies with a note reminding myself what I want to do with them so that I get the stuff done. But here are the layouts. This one, once it was all down and the glue was dry, I realized I would have preferred a cream background because of this being a big focal point. I still love the layout, but just thought I'd mention that. So if you are buying this range, the Simple Stories School Rocks range, to grab some cream cardstock when you're buying it, so in case you find as you're working that you want a cream background. All of my layouts I've finished off with a doodly border. Now I do have hand issues from being in a car accident and that, and so my doodly borders are never fantastic. They're not something I'm confident in, so I prefer to do a scribbly border. Like, I prefer to make it look like it's meant to be scribble, because as you saw, I wobble everywhere, and today's a bit worse than usual because I actually knocked my hand really hard on something yesterday right where I'd injured it in the car accident. But yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out. I like my scribble border. It looks like it's meant to be there. Just built layers, used the stickers as best I could to help tell the story. Got some journaling done. So that's layout 1. Layout 2, keeping in mind that I wanted a cream background, I grabbed out cream cardstock and just built my layers. I've used a little bit of, it's really thin dark blue paper from my stash that I have no idea where I got it from, but otherwise everything else was just the cardstock base and School Rocks. And yeah, just again using the stickers and the papers to help build the story I'm telling with this photo. And another doodly border, really happy with that one. And the third one, using the stickers and the supplies to build the story, and really happy with how it turned out. Love this border sticker. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get that border sticker down, so I went for the white background because at the time I wasn't even thinking about using this piece. I was just thinking about this sticker, and that needed sort of a white background. But then I've pulled in the cream too, but I think this one works with the white background, and the doodly border helps finish it all. So yeah, really happy with them. Looking forward to getting more school scrapbooking done because I've got a lot to do to get these boys' albums filled out, and I hope this has inspired you to create something. So if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up and some comments. I love knowing what you think, and I hope this video has inspired you to create something. Thank you for watching.